So sustainability is about the life force of the planet being allowed to continue conditions that optimise life itself. If you look at the world as we see it, the climate problem is a result of one imbalance caused by humanity, which is the carbon imbalance, but we have imbalances in a whole lot of other areas around the planet now. Just looking at the elemental imbalances, we've got mercury and lead and all sorts of things, cadmium, causing problems globally in this way, and there are other imbalances that we yet, I'm sure, to fully comprehend. So sustainability is about the life force of the planet being allowed to continue conditions that optimise life itself. Well, in my view, the carbon imbalance is the first hurdle humanity has to cross. It's the most urgent one, it's arguably the biggest one too, and that we have to actually jump that hurdle before we'll have the luxury of looking at the future and seeing about those bigger sustainability issues. But this one, the climate issue is about now. It really is about this year, 2009. Things like feed-in laws are very important to photovoltaics industry, and I think we should be supporting them. For sectors like wind, however, the mandated renewable energy targets are important, but probably even more important than that is this view about what Australia's energy future is going to be. And if the government came out tomorrow, for example, and said we're going to be starting to foster electric cars and we're going to be investing in a smart grid, you would see, I think, the wind industry take up, because they'd see there that they have potential storage in those electric cars to basically let them double the electricity they can put into the system. So that sort of stuff's important. There are other ways that could change everything. If the Australian government came out and said that come 2030 there'll be no more conventional coal burning in the country, that would be a huge impetus to industry as well, whether it be clean coal initiatives or whether it be photovoltaics or geothermal or whatever else, because people would see there'd be a use-by date for the old technology and they'd have to start building new. So there's a whole lot of things that could have an influence. Being absolutely pragmatic about this, there is the technologies we're dealing with here, whether they be geothermal that I know a little bit about, or the solar thermal technologies or the concentrated PV technologies, are relatively new technologies that need to be ironed out. And geothermal is a great example of that, where it looked to be an easy project. The amount of energy there is undoubtedly massive. It can be produced at low cost, but developing the right technology to release that potential has proved to be hugely arduous and difficult, and is taking years longer than any of us would like. And that's going to be true for all of the new technologies. So, that we need to somehow hedge against that risk, and perhaps that's through government grants and through other incentives that would allow those industries to progress at a faster speed. But I'm not going to pretend there isn't problems with this, because there actually is. Any shift like this is going to have difficulties. One thing that I think that Powershift can offer us is a renewed form of democracy in Australia, where the internet becomes a very important element in our democratic process to allow people to organise, share ideas and produce a sort of a political weight that can be applied one way or the other. Young people are going to be the masters at that. It may not be any of the existing parties that benefit from that sort of thing, but maybe that's the sort of thing which will in future allow a more perfect democracy and disempower the lobbyists and empower the people. I think University of Western Sydney is a hero for sponsoring it. It's fantastic. And universities are just incredibly important, because they are the crucible of ideas. It's where we start forming the future at the very most rudimentary level of taking these students in and educating them and so forth. So of course they're central.